Sir, give the both. Give the both. Sir, left. Side, someone. Sir, left side. Sir, someone. Sir, yeah, left side. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
I had no idea. So you don't have to just cycle, but while cycling, just get up on your seat.
It was a contact. It wasn't just get up on your seat. It was, hey Imran, can you stand up on the pedals while you're cycling? Of course I can. Like, no you can't. Yes I can. Chalo karke dikhao. Next thing you know, it was very drafty and windy.
And when he ran to hit that guy, he was really angry.
So there were no retakes.
No, I don't think so. No, he started crying after the security. Itna drama kiya isne.
Actually, the shot was your idea. I've been taking the blame for it all.
Acha, interesting. Interesting. Now the truth comes out.
He was getting you ready for Delhi Belly.
Imran, what are your memories of that shoot?
It was honestly just a whole lot of fun. We never really talked about, you know, your acting, you have to do this. There was never that kind of thing. Honestly, for me, it was an excuse to get out of school. There are a number of times I remember that I would be sitting in class and suddenly someone would come in and say, Imran, go to the principal's office. And I'm thinking, what have I done? I didn't do anything. I would go there and I would see mom sitting over there kind of looking very serious. And I'd be told, listen, that there's a family emergency, you have to leave school. Thinking, what's going on? What's happening? So I was walking out and I was asking mom, what's going on? What's going on? She's like, shh, don't say it, just keep walking. Just keep walking. We got into the car and she said, we're going to Mud Island, we're shooting. What? Yeah, Mud Island, chalo. So I was in Bobby's cottage at the time. So from Mami, we hopped in the car, we've driven all the way to Mud Island. And I think that was actually the day we shot that last bit where I was hitting my brother with the fort. Yeah. But yeah, for me it was just that. I was hanging out with Aamir Mamu, Mansur Mamu, mom was on the set all the time. So it was just all of us, my entire family, hanging out. Making a movie was kind of a family affair.
What was in that episode?
Yeah, actually the 4 actors are the previous 4 actors.
That's the only shot left of them.
Yeah.
Powder falling on them.
There's Bunty Walia in there. There's Tony D'Souza, who's now our director. Vikram Razdan and Vishal Verma. There were 4. We can do an alternate reunion with people who left us after.
The cut that didn't make it. But Mansur, I have to ask you this. You know, when I watched the film again to prep for this, I'm that kind of person. I wanted you to go back to the losers and just gloat a little. But you were a better man than me. You just froze it on that. And why did you not allow us to just gloat? You know, just the fact that you won and that even people lost. Yeah, right at the
I have
end.
to tell you this now. That Aamir was insisting that we have a scene where they come up on the. We had the scene, but we were shooting it, and Aamir at that time he used to think differently. He used to think differently. So he wanted to, when the third guy comes and then Deepak comes, and he steps up, he said, when I'm going up, I'll just give him a little shove, and walk up on the first thing. I said, Aamir, that's what the earlier Sanjay Lal would do. You've learned what it takes to win. So we had that shot, but we never kept it.
He's learned, but he's not lost a sense of humor.
Certainly not on the set. I mean, Kiran, you have stories of what he did to your braids, your hair.
Me? What did I do?
Yes, I mean, today all your polls are.
I don't remember any of this here. You're making it up.
Yes, Aamir being prize that he is, I clearly remember when we were at Padaganal, the ground and the racing scenes, the entire cast was there, and there were a lot of chaos and masti and everything going on. And every time I was supposed to have this cool girl, chotis, yeah. And somehow every time Aamir would manage to go behind me, and he would tie my ribbons so tight, and it would take a good 15 minutes to go out of it. And good. And this one more thing he would keep doing to everyone, I guess. The cup. The cup.
This is a recurring story. I mean, everyone has memories of.
Absolutely.
You can't get yourself out of that one.
Well, I don't like to tell that story. I don't like to tell that story. Because when I tell the story, then I can't do it on new people. Mechanics revealing her
There's a whole new generation. He used to say, let me read your hand and spit on it and
His latest co-stars of Dangal are raising their hands saying,
दोनों के हाथ में थूका
the
मैंने.
same thing. 24 years later, he's still doing
But
the same
let me
thing.
do.
Aamir, you have to get new pranks now.
यार सुनो मेरी बात. मैं वो क्यों करता हूँ? Why do I spit on my heroine's hands? It's very important to know that. जिस हीरोइन के हाथ में मैंने थूका वो नंबर 1 हो गई. इसलिए वो क्या? Because it's my responsibility to do that.
और what about support?
सबके हाथ में थूका मैंने. सब नंबर 1.
आमिर पर सपोर्टिंग एक्टर के हाथ में थूका उसका क्या हुआ? सपोर्टिंग एक्टर के हाथ में थूका उसका क्या हुआ?
It only works for heroines.
I must take a chance here and say for all of us here that they say that life is nothing but memories in later lives or wherever. And for all of us, this film has been the most memorable out of the lot. I'm sure most of us will agree. I'm sure that it has been so many things for this film. This has been something that I will never forget in my life for so many reasons. The memories that Mansoor had created for me and Jatin together while making this music was something that was so learning from there onwards in our career and so memorable. And I always feel and I say that Jo Jeeta was one film where I enjoyed working the most in many ways. And I miss Majur Saab and I miss my brother Jatin here today. And also let me tell you one more thing, that this film has been the most inspiring film for many of the directors who have later on have made some wonderful films. In fact, in one of my sessions and just session with Aditya Chopra, he said that when this film was in the screen, they were in college, both Karan Johar and Aditya Chopra. And obviously they were young guys and writing something and doing whatever they were doing. And they said that when we grow up and when we will make films, we will work with Jatin and Lalit. This music has been so inspiring for them. So I really, from my heart, thank Nasir Saab and Mansoor Saab for leading us making this music. Because I strongly feel, had Mansoor Saab had not been there, this music would have not been the way it came out to be. Because this was our very first music. We were very nice, very eager to do well. But there was, we needed somebody really like a pillar behind us, because we went into a big group of musicians working who were looking little down on us. कि कौन लड़के आ गए हैं क्या है? But Mansoor backed us very nicely and said, no, you go ahead, you do whatever you have in mind, we'll see how it goes. And that gave us the strength, and that is what has made this music.
Missing out on one part of the preparation is I used to take them jogging on the beach. We composed half of the music on the beach in Mandwa. So because it's a sports film, even the music directors have to run it.
Talking about Aamir thinking differently those days, there is a moment which I'd like to really share. It was a very crucial thing. I don't know, Mansoor, Aamir and me. It so happened that I was supposed to do the fight with Mami the next day. And Mansoor tells me to come to his room. And when I go to the room, Aamir is there. And we're discussing. Mansoor's question is that tomorrow Deepak is supposed to fight Mami. I don't know if you guys remember this. Okay, it's a classic case. Huh? It's an amazing case. So I'm like, okay, so I was not prepared for what exactly Mansoor is getting at. So he says, now tomorrow Deepak is supposed to fight Mami. So what do you think Deepak should happen? So I looked at Aamir and Aamir was like, okay. So he says, Aamir, what do you think? So Aamir was very clear. He was like, see, Deepak is a villain. He is supposed to get beaten up. So Mansoor looks at me. I said, Mansoor, I don't agree with Aamir because my logic was different. If you beat me up here, then my race with Aamir was completely flat. Then everybody knows if the brother's beaten me, then hero's going to beat me. So Mansur just went quiet. We were all quiet. He said, okay, fine. Go now, both of you. Mansur was always very, very clear, very curt, very okay. For work is over, now you go. So what was decided? What was exactly? So Aamir said, but no, I don't. You know, you should do films like Dil and all. Let's not talk about it. So, okay, you are both go now. So that's how the next day when I was doing the sequence, the whole scenario was entirely different. So it was like, you know, I remember this very clearly. That yeah, it was a different thinking that Aamir was going through.
I can vaguely remember that now. Because I always, you know, looked at Mami's character as, you know, Jackie Shroff.
Yeah.
Oh, Jackie Shroff, कौन beat सकता है? So my point was that I don't want to feel that, you know, I want to feel that he was the elder brother, he could take care of himself. But because of some trickery, the three of you all beat him up. Yeah. That was my point.
Yeah, okay.
If you know what I meant to say. Okay. क्योंकि उसको तुम लोग गिरा देते हो mountain से उसको.
हाँ.
But उससे पहले he should be getting the better of you. Was my point. कि he should be someone who I look up to and I feel कि what a hero here. And he's standing up to the three or four guys who attacked him. But it's because of the circumstances who पत्थर मारते हैं क्या मारते हैं. No,
correct.
चीटिंग से उन्होंने उसको मारा.
So I guess after 24 years you got justification to be done. Mansur never got an opportunity. Mansur never gave you a chance that evening.
Ultimately, how did we shoot Rafik and Ultimately, how was it? He falls over, but वो तो पहले से.
हाँ वो तो था.
नहीं वो तो था, लेकिन उससे पहले क्या होता है? मैं भूल गया. हाँ, तो finally वही किया ना जो मैं बोल रहा था. लोग कर लो बात. वही हुआ था. तुमको पीट रहा था, पीछे से किसी ने आके फटना मारा तुमको. फिर सही है वही. Okay. तभी तो इतनी हिट हुई है पिक्चर.
On the same lines, I mean, I'm just talking about Aamir's graciousness. I mean, he was a big actor at those times, and I believe what I remember is my character was written in, I think, at a much later date, I suppose, is what I remember. Maybe I'm wrong, but I remember Aamir telling me in Kodaikanal that, "Mami, ye film ka kuch bhi hoga, but your character will take off." And knowing that so comfortably went through the films, was so encouraging through the entire process of making it. And he's a great friend to have. I must thank you for that, for your friendship. And I've bothered you a lot also, sorry to you also.
It's been 24 years since the film released. Do you have memories of, you know, what's been the time since? I mean, Pooja, you've spoken about how you went to the theatre right after the film released, very different from what you looked in the film. I mean, Farah, you said it's the film that's changed your life. Do you find that that's the film you're most frequently remembered for?
Yes, I definitely feel so. Because the song Pehla Nasha especially has stood out so much in the career of Jatin Lalit that whenever we meet somebody who's a music lover, we'll always speak about this song. And the singers who have sung this, they say that this is their life's best song. And I must give credit to Maju Saab the way he's put the song together. It's absolutely magical, and I think it just happens once in a lifetime. And that is one of the reasons why I've never tried to make this song or a song of this style again. Because I know it just happened at that time.
You know, I have to say that till today, it's been 24 years, but every single time I'm invited to any function, it could be in Calcutta, it could be across India, it could be even internationally. At the moment when they ask me to come on stage, it's always Pehla Nasha that's playing as a theme song when I walk onto the stage. It's unbelievable. And the number of times the song has been played on the radio till date, the number of remixes that have come up about the song. Even Sanam has done a wonderful rendition of it recently. It's amazing. The song has just gone from strength to strength, and I think the film is more popular today than it was back then. You know, it's really lived on in people's minds and people's hearts, and it's just been fabulous. But I have to say, I think my most amusing part of shooting this film was the height difference between Aamir and me. Let's demonstrate, Aamir. And there was a scene, you know, the gold digger scene when, you know, I have to slap him and I walk away and then he walks behind me. So generally, Aamir was very sweetly given this box he had to stand on.
attached. He was wonderful about it. He'd get on very matter-of-factly and do the scene with Devika. And then in the scene, I slap him and walk away. So suddenly there's Aamir, and he gets on the box. So there's Aamir and Aamir chasing me. So then they said, no, this isn't working. So then they had to build a ramp. So
Pooja is never going to spit on your hand after this.
okay, I'm going to send my daughter to him, and I'm going to say, Alia, you have to go to meet Aamir uncle. He needs to spit on your hand.